Welcome to the Hub, where the travel industry is together under one roof. This is the morning show. I'm Pat Miller, your host for the morning show. And the morning show is a little bit different than some of the other Zoom webinars or even events on the Hub. The morning show is a place just to kick back and let our hair down and just have a good meeting on Zoom. And today we've got some really great guests. We're going to hear from my co-founder of the Hub, Tom Brousseau. We're also going to hear from Danielle is going to come in and say, Danielle Whitmore will come in and say hello. And we have two great guests on the program. But the way that this works great is when we get a big, loud, vibrant discussion going on the morning show. So if you've got something that you want to add to the conversation, drop into the chat. We'll unmute your microphone and we'll just have a great time today. But first, let's bring in my partner in the project and get an update on what's going on with the Hub. Tom Brousseau, how are you today, sir?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing well. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here on the morning show with Mr. Pat Miller. We're doing great. Like we've talked about on the past shows, we are building this hub block by block, and today is just another one of those blocks. And we continue to work on bringing the industry together under one roof. And today we get to talk about Los Cabos, which is one of my very favorite places. I've been there many, many times, let's say 25 times maybe, and have some very fond memories. I think over the years, we've done it all down there. We've played golf. We've stayed out at the clubs till 4 in the morning. We've enjoyed all the resorts. So there's a huge amount to talk about with Los Cabos, so I'm super excited about that. And then as the Hub itself, we continue to grow in our membership, and it's really fun to see more people coming to the Hub and kind of learning about all the benefits that we bring. And today is just one of those, giving you all a chance to engage with two of the top people in the destination of Los Cabos. And an opportunity like that does not come along very often. So we're very excited about that and looking forward to the conversation today and more to come. Thanks.
And events like this is what makes the Hub fun. We get to hear directly from some of our friends in Los Cabos. But before we bring on Juan Carlos Del Rio, Danielle Whitmore, Hub Destination Specialist, how are you and how have things been for you with building the Hub with us?
Good, thank you. Hope you guys are all having a nice morning and day. It's going well. James Taylor and I have been working and collaborating together on building out the Costa Rica Hub, which we showed you on our call last Thursday. This week we are planning to have a conversation and invite some other suppliers in to view the Hub and get them into the platform and start engaging with all of the agents as well. And also taking a look at and really talking about what content, dialogue, information, resources we would like, that you all want to see. So I think what would be really helpful if you guys, and we would love, and we have seen some people ask some questions and James has responded. So that's really good. And I think that's a great start to start some dialogue in here. But what would be really great to help us make sure that what we're putting in here to support the agents and support all of you is the right content, some of the right information. So if everyone can either send myself a message or write directly into the What's on Your Mind here in the Hub and tell us some of the things that you like about it, like about the group, what we should put in here, what would be interesting for you to have more information on. So as we start populating the information, we're putting in here what you will use and what you would like to see. So what would bring value to you, and then we can work on it from there. So if everyone could share some of that information or your feedback with us, that would be great.
And the opportunities are endless. We're starting with two great partners in Costa Rica and a few others that are interested, but we can go all around the world and create these groups for folks, these destination communities, literally anywhere around the world. So if you have a partner or you have a supplier group that you think might be interested, Danielle's the one to connect with. So it's a great project that we're working on, and Danielle, thank you so much for your efforts. So we promised that we were going to head down to Los Cabos. So let's bring on our guest of honor for today's call, Juan Carlos Del Rio with the Epic Group in Los Cabos. So Juan Carlos, buenos dias. How are you today, sir?
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. Buenos dias, Pat. Very well. Another of our 340 sunny days in Los Cabos, all doing perfectly well.
Well, that sounds great. Before we learn more about the destination and what exactly is going on there, and you have a special guest that we're going to meet in just a minute, let's start with what you do. Tell us about the Epic Group.
Epic Group is a destination management company that was born 17 years ago in Los Cabos. It's been 32 years in Mexico. We started off, this is a group of the Lux hoteliers that gather up, and I was the founder and managing director partner here in Cabo. Had the pleasure of working for the Mark Travel Corporation for 15 of those years. So basically, we got taught the business of FIT leisure by the very best conglomerate of travel. We provide greeting services at the airport. We provide transfers under a $3 million insurance policy, all of our transfers. And we do tours, excursions, and overall logistics, customer care in each one of the hotels for both our clients and their guests, our guests.
And in the name of hospitality, you don't come to the morning show without a friend with you. Tell us about your guest today.
But a very special friend, Pat. Eduardo has been here now for almost 4 or 5 years. He is the Senior Director of Marketing for the Los Cabos Conventions and Visitors Bureau. He leads all of the marketing efforts. As you know, Los Cabos is one of the best well-organized destinations of Latin America when what comes to management crisis, publicity, social media, etc. So, Eduardo, a pleasure having you here, bro.
Thank you for the kind words, Carlos. It's been only 3 years. It seems like a lifetime already, but
only 3
years, not so long. But happy being here has worked, and thank you, Pat, for the invitation as well.
It's great to have you here. We're excited to learn more about what's happening right now in Los Cabos. So, Eduardo, let's start with you. Just how are things in general, and how are travelers finding the destination right now?
Well, since July 15th, Los Cabos has been open for business. We obviously have all a complete set of protocols throughout the destination with 8 different touch points for every single tourist that wants to arrive to the destination, just to make sure everyone is safe, secure, and hygiene, with all the hygiene necessary to make a safe trip with no inconveniences. So every time, since the airport, all the way through the transportation, in hotels, and during the activities that have as well opened recently, every tourist will be pretty safe. Right now, just to remain safe, our hotels and activities have a limited capacity of 30%. So hotels will have a 30% top capacity, as well as restaurants and the activities. And this is just part of the whole holistic approach that we are now calling Los Cabos, a safer way to get away. That's our new approach, and that's how we are calling this complete 360 system to land on making a safe and secure travel to Los Cabos.
Now, that's an interesting way to position it, and something that as agents we can pass along to our customers. Talk more about a safe way to get away. Like, how did that come about, and what does that mean, so we have that information we can share with our clients?
Well, since the beginning of this, we knew that offering a complete set of protocols in the destination, not within the different elements of the destination, but the whole destination, taking these protocols and certifying them by entities such as the World Travel and Tourism Council and the federal government, and a local certification as well. So we have all the 3 levels of certification. We knew that was going to change the way people would see and would feel safe about traveling to a destination. So we started early in this pandemic to get these protocols designed, get them going. We now branded it as Los Cabos with Care, a safer way to get away. And yeah, the idea is to show everyone that we do have a holistic approach as a destination to keep everyone safe.
And just one more question on that. Do you have any videos or graphics or leave behind kind of information pieces that we might be able to share about that project?
Yes, we do have some videos coming up shortly. We will be making an announcement very shortly about. Actually, I'm just telling you about this safer way to get away, and we're announcing it later today. So you are there. You go.
It's a hub exclusive. All right.
That's right. For the hub.
You have an exclusive. We're announcing it later today, so the video will come up with that announcement as well. And we have, since the beginning of the pandemic, opened a link in our website in visit loscabos.travel/health and visit loscabos/COVID. There you can find all the information, videos, and anything on any of the materials you as travel agents might need to help communicate with any of your customers and make them feel safe about traveling to Los Cabos. So if you go to our website, Health, you might see every single document we have there right now. You can even find how we have designed a phased opening approach to reopening the destination from the beginning. You can find every single document. We even have some very easy flyers that you can share with your customers about really what it is to travel. I think one of the main barriers that you are going to find is that your customers might not know what it is to travel nowadays. So there we are trying to sort of draw that experience of traveling in a few documents that you might be able to share. So that's a little bit of what we have been doing a little bit, and we are going to make that more robust with the launch of the Safer Way to Get Away.
Well, it's great to have the exclusive, so thank you for sharing that with the Hub community. We appreciate it. And those types of videos and information pieces are a great way to use the destination community, so it's exciting to hear about that. So Juan Carlos, let's talk about the specific non-resort type places, restaurants, attractions, tours, because Eduardo touched on the capacity of resorts and such, but what about just the local places and things to see and do? How are they operating right now?
That's a good question that you ask, Pat. And one of the concerns with that we have been hearing back and forth is how the hotels open back. Are the hotels opening? Well, these pandemics made the hotels closed by federal order. Yes, the hotels took time to implement all of their biosecurity principles, to certify through what is the Mexican certification is called Punto Limpio, Clean Point, which derives from the World Travel Trade Community and World Health Organization. It's a combination of protocols. All of them hotels are ready to open. Some of them have decided to open a little bit later in the season, the summer season, but that is due to mainly occupancy. They don't have enough demand to justify the opening of the doors. On the other hand, restaurants, bars, tour sites, they are open also under the same rule of the 30%, and that just to make sure that we keep the safety distancing that is required. I will say that mostly all of the activities, tours, adventures, experiences in Los Cabos are nowadays available. Some of them upon request. That is our job as destination management company, to assist all of you folks, travel agents, to book in advance and make sure that everything will be operating. I don't know if that answers the question.
No, absolutely. That's exactly what we were going for. Eduardo, let me ask you a question about that 30% capacity. If the capacity is not allowed to increase by the time it gets to be, in the United States winter, that would be a problem for allowing enough people to get there, wouldn't it?
Well, the idea is to start reopening as the pandemic evolves, and as we see the number of cases in the destination and the health authorities decide, we will be increasing that capacity from 30 into higher capacities as much as this evolves. And this has been controlled and it's evaluated every single week. Every Friday we get an evaluation to whether we stay in the 30% or we go lower. So we keep on evolving, and as you know, since the pandemic started, every single day is a different day.
As you look forward into what would be our winter months, November through March, how does capacity look? Are we starting to run into an inventory problem, or are things still available to book?
Things are still available to book. What we have also seen is that some of the reservations that have made have not been canceled. And as the date starts arriving, some customers decide to cancel, although those cancellations, the rate of cancellations has been dropping. So that means as people get closer to the date, less and less people cancel their holiday and decide to make their trip over to Los Cabos. And what we have seen is that there are enough bookings for the winter. We still have enough on the books, and little by little, but from some of the markets that have been opening connectivity, we are seeing more and more bookings day by day.
Okay, that's great to hear. Juan Carlos, let's go back and talk a little bit about airport transportation, hotels, and basically getting in and getting settled when you get there. How have the arrival procedures been going, and are things running smoothly?
Well, we bear in mind the international standards, the airports that are currently working the flights to Los Cabos, and it will be interesting just to touch down on what we have in August, besides the announcement of Eastern Airlines with the new JFK 2 times a week beginning August the 28th. We have currently Dallas, San Francisco, Atlanta, all nonstop, Chicago, Los Angeles, Houston, Denver, Phoenix, San Diego, and Charlotte working as international destinations. We have Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Monterrey as Mexican hubs for connecting mostly domestic and Europeans that are flying to the destination. So it begins with the international standards, the outbound airports and their protocols. Then the protocols that are intended, that have been applied in the Los Cabos airport. And then once they come out, what is referred to as the grid and the transfer, which is done well with social distancing, with a mask, with gloves, with a lot of gel, and all of the units are cleaned at the end of the day. That's a deep cleansing through powdered substances, chemical substances, like we have become basically new experts in the subject. Tylon 6 is supposed to be the very best one this week. Next week, there might be something new that comes out of the World Health Organization, but we're trying to keep up with it. So at the end of every day of service, all of the units, all of the transportation units, not only Los Cabos, are deep cleaned and kept closed for the evening. The beginning of the services during the day, there is a maintenance service between each one of the transfers we produce. Chlorine seems to be the perfume of the 2020, of course. If you smell chlorine, you know that you're okay. So we make sure that all of the units are deeply clean. Also, ultraviolet light for the seats are being utilized. So you can be certain, and of course, the masks. Everybody wears a mask. In Los Cabos, this is a very well-disciplined destination, believe me. This is a very well-organized and disciplined society, government and private entities, the whole city. We have a very strong dependence on tourism, higher than 80% of what we do in the Southern Baja. The location of the Southern Baja Peninsula, surrounded on 3 sides by the sea, is almost an island and is set aside, afar from central Mexico. Tourism is our #1 product. We produce happiness, we produce positive lifetime experiences, because there's also negative. We try to produce the positive ones. And bearing in mind that dependency and that criteria, we are taking very much care of ourselves and making sure that we don't infect anybody, but most important, that all this incoming tourism do not infect us. So it is mandatory to wear the masks for all tourism arriving into the Los International Airport, and keep it during their transfers all the way down to the hotels. Now, the hotels, Mamma mia, Edward, what have you seen? We have seen the most technological and up-to-date COVID biosecurity implementations, tunnels, and we will need a whole one session just to name what the hotels are doing to make sure that we guarantee that every guest that visits Los Cabos lives in good health, in better health than what he arrived, more relaxed and happy.
Eduardo, is there anything you'd like to touch on from the hotel's perspective on how they're handling the virus?
Correct, that's true. I mean, hotels have been very swift in trying to find new technologies and trying to find the best way to keep everyone safe. So hotels even have tunnels arriving just to make sure that you are sanitized when arriving to the hotel. Obviously, the hotels have also identified new technology. So most of the time, all the check-in process is contactless or as contactless as possible. All this safe distancing and all the signaling within the hotels and all the property, just to make sure that you have a safe distance between staff and all the travelers around you is very well kept. The use of face masks is also it's mandatory throughout the destination. And this is just to make sure everyone is kept safe, both the local community and the visiting community as well. So using a face mask while transiting within areas of a hotel is also required. Restaurants have also implemented a lot of different protocols within their kitchens and within the processes of serving food, and how they cleanse everything once a meal is finished, and the safe distance between all the parties within a restaurant. So in general, what they have tried to do, and this is, I think, the most important part from a hotel, is they have been able to secure the visit of a traveler. So every traveler will be healthy and safe with it when they travel, but they have made sure that their experience is as untouched as possible. So they still have a trip to a destination, and they still have a leisure trip, which is what they really want. And that has been the edge of everything, or on the side of everything that they have been looking for. So trying to make sure that there's no inconveniences while trying to keep everyone safe has been a priority. As you know, Los Cabos has been key in having great service. That's part of our DNA, and we want to keep it that way. So the fact that we can't offer maybe a very big hug when everyone arrives right now doesn't mean that we can't do it from a distance. So we still try to do it without challenges of having to do it with a distance.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. And we've only got a few moments left of the show. If you have any questions, drop into the chat, because we'd love to get questions in front of our guests here talking about Los Cabos. Randy Otts, you were just down there a few weeks ago. Can you share your experience briefly?
Yes, sir. I'd love to. I had the opportunity to go down and visit Juan Carlos, and he was a very, very gracious host. And we got to tour, golly, all different areas around the Cabo area. We went to the marina area there in Cabo. We stayed at the Sandos Finisterre. The hotel there did an amazing job. Juan Carlos's team toured us around. We did, I think, 6 or 7 different hotel site inspections while we were there. Every hotel was meeting and or exceeding all the protocols that were required. We walked around in the marina area and went to a couple of the restaurants and one of the bars. What they were doing for the safety of not only them, but the safety of tourists as well, met and far exceeded anything we do here in the USA. I mean, they check your temperature every time you come in or go out of a restaurant or a store or a bar. We went out to Flora Farms. We went to Tamarindo. We drove out towards La Paz, out towards to go to Cabo Adventures on a tour that they did out there with camels and razors. No, it was an amazing experience. We saw a lot, but more importantly, it created confidence, in my abilities to portray that information out to, or communicate that information out to, our prospective clients.
Cabo is just blowing it up. They're doing a fantastic job with all the protocols for sure.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you, Randy, for jumping in. Danielle, did you have a question?
I did, but I think Randy answered it. Wow, that's wonderful. It sounds like you had a great time. And my question was, are people, Juan Carlos, are people doing tours? Are they going out and are fishing tours happening? Are they doing land tours, which sounds like they are? Or are they really just staying in the hotels?
The destination, when we opened back, we started reopening back in June 15th. It wasn't until July 5th that and everything started happening, just all of the land tours, but the marina kept closed, so every fishing trip, etc., was closed. Now, after July the 8th, everything has reopened back again, 30% of capacity. Fishing, sports fishing. Randy and everyone that is from Molly in Texas, and you're a great fisherman. Fishing season has been extraordinary. The 3 months that we were locked down and closed, it held back, you couldn't believe it, a mackerel group, Spanish mackerel groups of fish inside of the Marina San Lucas, thousands of big fish just strolling around. So that is one thing that is going to even get better for the fall. And again, all of we see tourism trend, the guests, probably 40% of the guests are wanting to stay safe and stay within the hotels. There has been a reduction in what to do and where to go. They just want to relax and keep it simple. We make sure that whichever of the guests wants to go golfing, there's 15 golf courses down here. Randy, and through one of your companions, Eduardo, you probably know, Cynthia Ontiveros from the group Market. Randy and I are organizing a FAM for golf early next month. The golf courses are in pristine condition and ready to host everyone. Los Cabos is a soulful, spacious, relaxed. It goes with the trend of the new normal, if you know what I mean. One of the unique things in Cabo is wherever you turn around, you can see 1.5 miles away. So it is made for relaxation, peace of mind, and all that good stuff that the new and normal is requiring.
Golf event next month. Noted. Sounds exciting. So thank you for giving us that additional information. Eduardo, we're running out of time, but tell us why someone should choose Los Cabos and send a client there. Because Juan Carlos mentioned some great stuff, but what else hasn't he mentioned that maybe we need to think about when we're thinking about booking Los Cabos?
Well, Los Cabos remains the luxury destination in Mexico. So it's the place to have a very relaxed comeback to normality, if you want. And it's the safer way to get away. I can't say it better.
Holistic, mystical, magical mystery tour, right?
Completely true.
Perry, you were asking about activities for your November group. Thank you. Well, we expect that November we're getting closer. We're getting out of the tunnel. We now know that the light at the end of the tunnel is not another train coming in. We can see clearly now. And I say it all depends on age group and what you know that they would enjoy. I will personally be assisting our group's department into offering you beautiful tailor-made activities.
This first-person information directly from the source is really what the hub is all about. And Danielle, this is really the inspiration behind the destination community. Can you give us an update on what's going on with Costa Rica and the fact that we're launching that group?
Yeah, so that's the first group that James and I are, James Taylor from Costa Rica, who's on the call from Central American Tours, Cat Tours. So we are working to build out that first group. This week we're going to have a call with some other suppliers to introduce them to the hub and get them on board. And what we really want to do is we want to launch this hub. We want to have develop a launch plan and really launch this hub with the suppliers involved and in coordination with the with Costa Rica opening up to U.S. Visitors. So we haven't had an update on when that will be yet. Right now, Costa Rica is still closed to U.S. visitors, but hopefully there'll be an update soon when they will launch that. So we'd like to, in coordination with that announcement, be able to launch the hub or the group within the hub featuring Costa Rica with some suppliers that we hope to get on board after our call this week. And then we want to have also like plan an event or two to invite everyone specifically just to come and talk about Costa Rica, introduce some of the suppliers, attractions, or others that are interested in joining the hub specific to dialogue and sharing of information with Costa Rica. So we've had a lot of great conversations, and we're developing the content in the hub right now. We just want to make sure that the content that's in there everyone likes. We'd love to see more content from people who are also using it. So go in and look around and let us know what you think, and add something that you think is cool. If you or you know anyone who's been there, add some pictures, add a place that you went or your favorite hotel in the Arenal area. Do you have pictures of the volcano? Add some things. So let's see what we can do in the destination community to spark some conversation and dialogue in the meantime before a big launch, which we're planning to do hopefully soon.
Well, Danielle, thanks for your leadership on that. We really appreciate it, and you're just doing such a great job. And James Taylor as well, and Juan Carlos and Eduardo, we hope to see you in one sometime soon. Coming up on the hub, we're still working on the manifest, our travel industry exclusive calendar for deals, discounts, and contact information. Our tech team is feverishly, with a capital F, feverishly working behind the scenes to make that a reality. And on Thursday, we have a special edition of Travel Think Tank. Tom, can you talk about what we're going to accomplish on Thursday and how we're going to help agents out?
Yes, absolutely. So what we're really trying to do now is within the hub, now that we've shared what the hub is all about, we've done a little bit of training on the tools with more to come, but we really want to shift our emphasis and our focus on the hub to what can we do to drive business? What can we do to create bookings? What can we do to support and market and get people traveling to Los Cabos, get people traveling to other destinations? And that is the focus of the hub as a benefit to all the members. And on Thursday, we're really going to shift gears into that in a big way because we want to talk about what are the types of things that are working now. What are agents doing, kind of sharing some best practices, sharing some ideas on what we can all be doing right now to reach out to clients, to engage with our past customers, to really get people more focused on booking trips especially for the late fall and winter, because that's so very important now that we get into a recovery mode. Talking about all the tools and everything that the hub has to offer is very important, but where the rubber hits the road is what we're all doing together to create business. And that's a big part of the destination group focus that Danielle is working on, giving people, giving suppliers a platform, giving agents a resource, and all that found under one roof in a very efficient and effective way. So that's what Thursday is all about, and that's what more and more of our future conversations are going to be about. And we want to share those ideas, and we want to work together to drive business. From a Los Cabos perspective, as I talked about at the beginning, one of my very favorite destinations with so much to offer. And thank you guys so much for Eduardo and Juan Carlos for the updates on the safer way to stay, because that's so important in driving consumer confidence. And as we go forward, we want to be able to share more of that and get the word out, to both hub members on social, other agents on social media, and using this as a communication tool. And, I personally am, as you guys know, I'm still a working booking travel agent. I have a really nice sized wedding group coming in June to the Pueblo Bonito Pacifica. And, it's the destination wedding business is such a huge part of all of our future. So we want to, put some emphasis on that. And now, especially in Los Cabos with, all the different resort options that are there, destination weddings and the groups that come with them are extremely important, I think. So thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your day, because this is another great step in how we can all get the industry back to where we want it to be.
Yeah, definitely a workshop on Thursday. It's going to be a good time. A few thank yous before we go. Daniel Whitmore, of course, Hub Destination Specialist. Thank you. And our guests, Juan Carlos Del Rio with Epic Group in Los Cabos, and Eduardo Regules, Director of Marketing and Promotion for Los Cabos Convention and Visitors Bureau, who gave us an exclusive today, a safer way to stay. That's what happens on the morning show. We get people to talk. We get them to tell us what they're not supposed to tell us yet. But Eduardo, I'm just teasing. Thank you for coming on. It was great to meet you both. And that's it for the Hub Morning Show for August 18th, a fast, fun, positive shot of energy to talk about travel and beautiful destinations.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye. Thank you.